Good morning. My name is Kyle Borma, and today I'll be covering the basics of inspecting, cleaning, caring for structural firefighting personal protective equipment, also known as PPE. We'll discuss the principles found in NFPA 1851 while recognizing that your department's policies should always be followed. Learning environment. We're conducting today's training in the training facility at Gilbert Regional. We have adequate lighting, enough room to move safely, all PPE staged for demonstration. Our turnout gear protects us from heat, flame, sharp objects, and contaminants encountered on emergency scenes. Damaged or poorly maintained PPE can reduce that protection, increasing the risk of injury and exposure. Routine inspections, cleaning, and proper storage help ensure we're ready for the next call. Today's learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to perform a routine PPE inspection. Identify damage requiring removal from service. Describe proper cleaning and storage procedures. Explain why proper PPE care improves firefighter safety. Today's lesson is going to focus on the routine inspection that every firefighter should perform after each use. NFPA 1851 also calls for advanced inspections by trained personnel according to the standard and department policy. Routine inspections help identify problems early before they become safety hazards. So going over each component, the helmet. When inspecting the helmet, you should inspect the shell for cracks, chips, gouges, or heat damage. You want to check the suspension, the ear covers, chin strap, and hardware. Structural damage or missing components require the helmet to be removed from service because it may no longer provide its intended protection. Next up will be the turnout coat. You should inspect the outer shell for tears, cuts, abrasion, burn holes, charring, melting, or contamination. Check all closures, reflective trim, seams, and stitching. If accessible, inspect the moisture barrier and thermal liner. Damage to these components may reduce the thermal and moisture protection, should be reported immediately. In Gilbert Fire and Rescue, after a fire, we take our turnouts apart for cleaning. When you take the inside thermal layers out, make sure to inspect all components of the buckles, the zippers, and everything from inside and out of all components. After the turnout coat, we'll go to the turnout pants. You can take the boots out of them. So, for the turnout pants, we're going to inspect the knees, seat, cuffs, suspenders, closures, and stitching. These high wear areas commonly show damage first. Tears, excessive wear, damaged suspenders, or failed closures should be reported because they reduce protection. And just like the turnout coat, when we turn these in for cleaning or decontamination after a structure fire, make sure to take the inner liner out, inspect both the inner liner and the outer shell for any of these defects. Common high areas are around the knees, as you see some stitching coming loose here. Good. After the turnout, we will go to the gloves and hood, or the turnout pants. Inspect the gloves for holes, worn fingertips, loose seams, damaged wristlets, or heat damage. Inspect the hood for tears, thinning material, stretched openings, burn damage, and broken stitching. Small defects can expose firefighters to heat and contaminants. Also, for Gilbert Fire and Rescue, we have many hoods available, and these should be changed out after every single house fire or after any use at all. All right, next will be boots. For the boots, you want to inspect the boots for cracked rubber or leather, sole separation, worn tread, damaged pole handles and liner damage. Worn soles increase slip hazards, while damaged boots reduce protection. When to remove PPE from service. If PPE has rips, holes, burn damage, charring, melting, broken seams, damaged closures, compromised moisture barriers, or contamination that cannot be safely removed, take it out of service immediately. When in doubt, remove it from service and follow department reporting procedures. Gross decon. Can't say that right now. Whenever appropriate, after a fire, complete gross decon before returning to station. Removing soot and contaminants on scene helps reduce firefighter exposure and limits contamination of apparatus and living areas, and limits our exposure to carcinogenic materials. Wash PPE according to manufacturer recommendations and department policy using only approved detergents. Air dry gear and avoid excessive heat. Structural repairs or heavily contaminated gear should be handled by qualified personnel. Departments should document inspections, cleanings, repairs, and advanced inspections to help track the condition and service history of PPE. PPE should be retired when it reaches the end of its service life, or when damage prevents it from providing the intended level of protection, even if it still appears usable. Before your next shift, take 5 minutes to inspect your own gear using today's checklist. Finding a small issue during an inspection is far better than discovering it during an emergency incident. Today we covered routine inspections, recognizing damage, cleaning, storage, documentation, and when PPE should be removed from service. Regular inspections take only a few minutes but help protect firefighters, extend the life of PPE, and improve operational readiness.